Disaster Response Team Rescue South Africa is joining other organizations already in the Philippines offering humanitarian relief to victims of the typhoon. Now, the team is at OR Tambo International Airport about to board a charter flight to the superstorm-ravaged country. Our reporter Lenyalo Sello is with the team and she joins us on the line. Lenyalo, welcome. You have quite a long journey ahead.
Indeed, Refilo, we do. The team has just arrived at OR Tambo International Airport in high spirits, and they sang the national anthem before being processed at customs. The team will be making its way to Cebu City in the south of the Philippines, but will be making around 5 stops, including in Mozambique and Singapore.
Now, Lenyalo, what happens when Rescue South Africa lands in the Philippines? Where do you head to?
Well, when we get there, the first point is to report to the World Health Organization at their reception and discharge center. And that's where we'll be registering all members, including what equipment we have with us. From there, we will fall under the United Nations jurisdiction. And this is where, and they will direct us as to where we go from there, where help is needed, where Rescue SA can be useful.
Now let's talk about, you mentioned equipment, let's talk about the team, the configuration, who is on board, what kind of personnel do you have at your disposal?
Okay, the team is about 60 members. I mean, this includes paramedics, rescue technicians, doctors, and firemen. Now, with this team, other than medical assistance and rescue, the team will also be able to help in repairing buildings, in clearing debris, and even building a helicopter pad in case of emergencies. And also, it will be able to set up a clinic that will be operational for about 10 days.
Lenyalo, Rescue South Africa has responded to a variety of natural disasters, from volcanic eruptions to floods and earthquakes. What are they expecting to find on the ground, and is there any idea in terms of how long they'll stay in the Philippines? What's the timeline for this mission?
Well, we'll be in the Philippines for about 10 days. Rescue South Africa, this is their first typhoon mission. They have dealt with all sorts of disasters, from floods, volcanoes, and even 7 earthquakes. But this is a first for the team. And once we get there, once we have been assigned a town to be at, then we'll be there for around 10 days. Their last mission was in Japan for the tsunami, and before that, they were in Haiti for the earthquake.
Now, Lenyalo, you mentioned the fact that you will be under the UN's jurisdiction. RSA, Rescue South Africa, is generally an urban disaster response, or on their website describe themselves an urban search and rescue organization. How will the UN? Is there any sense of how the UN will then utilize those very, very specific skills in this particular response in the Philippines?
Well, even though they are an urban response team, they have worked on many disasters, which included working in mountainous areas, in rural areas. Team leader Marais Dutoit was explaining to us during a briefing that they have done all sorts of disasters. In Pakistan once, they had to go up and rescue people up a mountain. So whichever area that they're deployed to, they are skilled enough and they have enough equipment to deal with whatever awaits them in Philippines.
Well, thank you very much for your time. That was our reporter Lenyalo Sello giving us some background on the Rescue South Africa's mission to the Philippines.
News that moves. eNCA.com.